All right, welcome to the palace where the gates are always open. This is our first episode revolving Star Wars. It's Star Wars Sense, episode 1. It's going to be a new weekly series that we're going to try to do at least once a week, hosted by me, Jay Kova, Jerry. You might know me from the palace, and Babs. We're going to be co-hosting this. We got
Yo,
BC in the building from the palace. We're going to bring in our own team members and some other people in the future on episodes, and we're going to just do this as an intro video to what we're going to talk about on this specific series and on it's a part of our YouTube channel with the Palace. So right now we're going to go ahead and just going to talk a little bit about how we got introduced to Star Wars, and then a little bit about what you expect from our series of Star Wars. So first, I want to go ahead and introduce Babs, our co-host. Babs, say what's up to the family. Tell them a little bit about yourself and Star Wars real quick.
what's up, guys? So basically, on this series, we're going to be talking about the deeper lore and everything, and we're gonna go in and break down all the episodes and all the canon stuff that we have out so far. So yeah, tune in for more. And I would say that when I got into Star Wars I was young. I was a little kid, so my dad got me into that, and I've loved it ever since. And yeah, I'd say my favorite episode probably or movie would probably be Return of the Jedi, right there, for sure.
Right on,
It's the best one. Episode 6 for sure. And then
cool.
yeah, so
Cool, Babs. Well, thanks. And let's go to BZ again. BZ, say what's up to the fam. Tell people how you got introduced to Star Wars and kind of what they can expect from this episode series that we're going to release. As you coming in as a featured member.
Yeah, well, I'm excited to be here for the Star Wars Sense episode 1. I had to be here. I'm excited to see the rest of the episodes that these boys put out because they're very knowledgeable about Star Wars. So figured I'd come on here for the first one, give it a shot. And I mean, I know some Star Wars. I've always been a Star Wars fan, and I love everything Star Wars. I started off in the movies. I saw the one with General Grievous. I was front row with my dad, and I was petrified, but also like fell in love. So ever since, I've seen every single movie. I've seen the TV shows that they've recently been putting out, and everything that they do is amazing. The whole storyline and universe is awesome. I could say I like it more than the Marvel universe, but they're definitely neck and neck. And my
Sure.
favorite movie has got to be that one that's got General Grievous. Help me out here. Is that number 4? Number 1?
well, he's in number 2 and 3, right? He
Clones
gets in
and
there. He gets exactly. He gets introduced in Attack of the Clones, and then he gets killed in Revenge of the Sith.
no
So
spoilers. I'm just kidding. That's an old movie. No, that's cool, BZ.
Right.
We're happy to have you here, man. For me, I'll tell you a little bit about how I got into Star Wars. Actually, I did talk about this with Dino. Shout out to Dino when we had our Star Wars Saturday a couple of weeks ago. But for me, I actually got into it late. At least for when I was growing up. I didn't catch it when I was a kid or a teenager. I kind of got it in towards the end of high school. I was I've always been against the grain, like with things. If it's kind of popular, I kind of steer the other way. I'm like, oh, well, I'll go do my own thing. And so to me, everybody was always a Star Wars fan. I was like, that's cool. But, I kind of like didn't get into it, which is kind of, interesting now because I'm a huge Star Wars fan. But the movies, I think that were out, I think it was Attack of the Clones was out in the theaters. And my buddies were watching it, and so we went to see it, and I was like, "Oh, this is kind of cool." That was actually the first time I knew Star Wars existed, but that's the first time I actually watched the entire thing, other than just on TV or something. So I didn't really, pay much attention to it. But when I saw that, I was like, "Oh, this is kind of cool." And then I was like, "Oh, there's another one coming out. Let's watch that, Revenge of the Sith." And then I got sucked into the world, and I was like, "Oh, so this is, I had to figure it out, right? These take place before the ones that they released. It's kind of strange, right? It's not normal. Now you have all kinds of way movies are released with, prequels and sequels and, reboots, and there's all kinds of stuff nowadays. It's normalized now. But back then it wasn't that common to see this kind of storytelling where you have a, future story and then you go back in time and tell the prequels, kind of like Back to the Future did, right? So that was cool. So that's how I kind of got into Star Wars. I saw those prequel movies, got interested in them, And then I went back to start seeing the older ones, and I was like, okay, I know this is the hype, man. So I knew what. Then I was like, this is why it's all as big as it is, and fell in love with it after that, man. So then I watched all those movies, and then fast forward, 2000, what was it, 15 with Force Awakens, and I like those movies. Not the last 2, 3 as much as we talked about this, right? We'll talk more in depth about the movies
Absolutely,
in
yeah.
the future here, but
Yeah.
when Force Awakens hit, it was a game changer because it's like, hey, this is nostalgia back again, kind of trying to redeem like some of the faults of the prequels.
Hmm.
Anyways, that came out, so I think the first one hit it pretty good out of the park, and then kind of things changed from there. But that's kind of how I started, man. But what we're going to talk about here on the channel, and on this series is we're going to talk about the movies, right? We're going to talk about the prequels, the original movies. We're going to talk about the latest saga. We're going to go talk about these TV shows that are on Disney Plus, right? So we're going to talk about Mandalorian season 1, 2, Boba Fett. We're around the corner here at the end of March, or no, May. We're going to have Obi-Wan. There's Andor, so many shows. So we're going to talk about shows that have already came out. We're going to review those, me and Babs, and then a special guest. We're going to talk about each movie. We're going to talk about the shows as they come around. Another big thing we're going to talk about is how they relate to veve, because obviously we're here. We're united through our team here through our Discord. So everybody join our Discord, like the channel, or like the video. Go ahead and subscribe to our channel. But through our Discord, we united through veve and other NFT projects, right? So veve is huge. It's what we're primarily in about 80%. But they have they started with the golden moments, right? The two Babs and one of our favorite pieces, the R2D2 and C3PO. So that's only the beginning. There's going to be a whole lot, and I think we believe that's going to happen come May. Come the month of May and May the 4th. So as we see that, we're going to have conversations in this series about that. Also to go along with our channel. So this is like a supplementary channel series in our channel about Star Wars. So that's kind of what you can expect from us. But we're also going to talk about what we like, about certain characters. So let's go ahead. I think you said BZ, General Grievous was your favorite character, and you talk about the movie. Babs, you want to go ahead and talk to people about what your favorite character is? And a
So
little
yeah, favorite character would definitely be Revan for sure. Darth Revan is a character that's well known amongst like Star Wars fans, but not as well known amongst the wider fan base. So we'll talk more about him, and his backstory is pretty interesting. So definitely something to look out for. So yeah, he's one of the only ever Jedi / Sith to ever use one of each lightsaber. Right? He had a red and a purple, and he also used a blue lightsaber at one point as well. So yeah, so he's dope. And then I'd say second favorite would probably, oh man, it has to be Yoda. But yeah, so
that's good. BZ, do you have another favorite that you like? I know you like Grievous. So anybody else you gotta like somebody else, or someone else
Man,
you follow?
if I had to really narrow it down, I mean, there's so many good characters. They're also likable. Like you could pick Obi-Wan for his Jedi swordsman abilities, or I picked Grievous because he's just like such a cool villain. Like he's got 6 arms, and he gives Obi-Wan, one of the greatest Jedis, like such a difficult challenge in fighting him, and
Mm-hmm.
it's a really cool one-on-one battle scene if you haven't seen it. But second place, Mace Windu. He kills the game for me. He's absolutely amazing whenever I see him on screen. So I hope they bring him back in some future iterations.
That's cool, man. And I think we'll see what's going to happen. There's a lot of theories that we all have, and we'll talk about theories and predictions that we have going into these new TV shows and these movies, and how that might relate to VV and stuff. So those are some good solid picks right there. For me, some of my favorite characters, I think when Dino asked me this question, I think Obi-Wan's probably my favorite up there.
number
So
one, yeah.
yeah, I would say so. I mean, I like a lot of characters, man. I'm a big fan of a lot of different characters, right? But Obi-Wan, I think I really like his story arc and how he had his story at the beginning with New Hope, and then they kind of revert back to the beginning of him in the prequels, which was kind of neat to kind of see, you know.
And then it shows how he becomes a protector. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
No, you're good, man. No. So I would say probably Obi-Wan, and maybe another favorite. I do like Yoda. I mean, right now, Mandalorian, dude, he's kind of it's a whole new vibe with him, right? He was not in the world, at least to our knowledge, until we figured this out. So he's become a new fan favorite of mine because we're seeing him in action. So, but you see more vulnerabilities with him as a character, right? And so I'm beginning to like him a lot. And yeah, Grogu right there, baby. Yeah, so I think he's a new fan favorite though, and I think they're doing him right with Jon Favreau. So I can't wait to break down the series. We might not break every episode down. What we might do is break down season 1 and then season 2. Maybe we'll do it in 2 parts for each of those, and then we'll probably do a 2-part or something for Boba Fett. That just happened leading into these other shows. But yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff out there, man. We'll talk about that. We're going to talk about. So I can't wait to theorize with you guys and discuss it. And then as we bring on other members from our team, they might have different favorite movies and different characters. So that'll be fun. That'll be definitely fun. Anything else you want to add, Babs?
No, just I guess just stay tuned for more crazy Star Wars talk because there's going to be a lot of cool things that not a lot of people know about Star Wars. So can't wait to
tell us a little bit real quick, since you're the OG. You know this way more than I do. Like I say I know Star Wars, which I believe I do know for most of your average fans, but not
a lot more than average.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about what the difference is of canon and legacy and like the legends and all that. Can you kind of explain to the audience like how they're different and what we see now in the movies? What is that? What is that considered?
So like what Disney is making now is considered like canon, right? Because they have the rights and they've officially decanonized Legends. And for most, like, I guess you'd say hardcore Star Wars fans, it's sad because George Lucas wrote that story, right? And he had that all mapped out, and like all of Legends almost perfectly plays into the movies pretty well. Yes, like the Jedi and Legends are a lot more powerful. Like Luke is the most powerful Jedi in Legends, pretty much, unarguably. Like it's not really a competition. He's number one for sure. So, and then I don't know. It's like they have the right to do it, but I just think that there's a lot of Legends stuff that they really should use as well because a lot of it's really, really well made. And then, but basically the difference is essentially canon is just what we have now that Disney's making, but they've kept all the original movies and Clone Wars and anything that's like movie based, they've kept it canon or part of the original storyline.
So
any
is canon,
comics are sadly not canon. No.
So comics are legends, so that's just legends. That's right. So
non-canon,
the canon, what they're considered in the same timeline and same world, right, would be the prequels, the original 3, the new saga, Rogue One, Solo Story, the Clone Wars, right? Star Wars Rebels.
Yep.
And anything beyond that's been created in that. Anything
Rebels, Bad Batch, and then Boba Fett, Mandalorian, and I think that's about it. And then you have like there's like a couple other shows like Ewoks and stuff like that have came out, and those are actually canon. Yeah,
those are canon. The Christmas special? Is the Christmas special?
Well, there's like a full TV series as well too. But yeah,
we'll talk about that kind of cool stuff. All right, so. But the Legos is not canon, right? Or Lego Star Wars?
No, Lego stuff is not canon. No.
Okay. So. All right, man. Well, that's cool. So, but they have so many books, right? You might have. You can show us a couple of the books.
These are just the.
What are these?
The movie books?
Books or these canon books?
These are just the canon movie books. They just have a little like basically like an art section in the middle.
Oh, that's fire!
Show off the.
Show the people. That's dope.
Let's zoom in on your pictures. We got to see this. Yeah. All right, let's go. Okay, so a little bit of artwork.
I'll bring out this one.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
name the movie they're from so we can know.
This is Revenge of Sith right here. Revenge of the Sith. There's 3PO. I know there's a nice full shot of there he
I
is.
used to remember
So
seeing
we
this
got
in high school too.
Yoda, and then we got right there the main man,
The Sith Lord.
Vader right there. Yeah. Then BZ, that's what I was talking about before, his chest box, hey? So all these buttons here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What do those mean?
When I was
Well,
little, I
well,
used
they
to
all.
have a costume that had those buttons on it, and I would press them, and they would make little sound effects. I had that.
So, since you're there now, we might as well get a little education
No,
on that. What is
I'm
it?
pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. Like this is the one that. This is like. It's either this one or this one here that like shuts down his suit like basically completely,
Mm-hmm.
and that's like the essentially the liability to electricity, right? And then one of these ones is for his breathing, and then all of these I'm pretty sure are all for no, that one's for like water. This blue one here is for water, I'm pretty sure, like hydration. And then I think
That's so
the
sick.
red one, I think the red one on the bottom is, I think for the bathroom or whatever, or however that works. One of those two, I'm not exactly sure, but yeah, I know that I'm pretty sure that these green and red ones have to do with the breathing over here,
All
and
right.
then these two are the only ones I'm fuzzy on. These middle two here, but yeah.
So what we'll have to do is we'll have to get a breakdown. So next time we do our next video, we'll know what those are.
Oh,
Sound good?
100%. Yeah, I'll do it. Dude, I gotta like, dude,
You're good.
there's gonna have to be diagrams that I look
No,
at again. I'm gonna have to
no.
get, I'll probably have to purchase a couple encyclopedias, bro, because those are super dope, man.
Did you share all the books, just the covers at least?
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, of course. Phantom Menace, Clone Wars.
Fire.
Or no, not Clone Wars, sorry, Attack of the
So,
Clones. My bad.
yeah.
I just seen
I can't
Anakin
wait
in
to
there.
see Anakin Skywalker back, huh? And,
Oh man. It's gonna be so crazy. Those movies are they're underrated because people hate on them, but they're actually like really well choreographed. The lightsaber fights are extremely well choreographed. Of course, A
yeah,
New Hope.
yeah. And
And
we
then
talked about it on one of the lives we had earlier here today. I think we had an earlier live. We talked about that. George Lucas and was it Weta Studios was revolutionizing visual effects during that time when they launched those prequels, man. So there's so many cool stuff that they did for its time. They were ahead of its time, and people still didn't appreciate it. So there's a lot of good value in there. They weren't perfect by any means.
no, absolutely not. But they have a lot to offer that a lot of people don't realize. So yeah, they're underrated for sure. But
So I just pulled this book out. I got this one, Star Wars.
Ooh.
oh,
So now I have actually quite a few different books like this, right? That I've just had, and like I've looked through them. They got a lot of cool stuff in here. So like now that we're digging into this stuff a little deeper, and there's more content coming out with the movies and TV shows, like I want to dig into this stuff. This is original trilogy, but a lot of these things, and I think I have another one that's like an encyclopedia that talks about the different realms and the different planets and and creatures. Like I want to dive
dude,
in.
it's like there's so much you just there. It's like literally like learning about our galaxy, bro. Is how much there is out there in the Star Wars galaxy. It's nuts.
Yeah.
It's nuts, bro.
And here and we got a bigger age gap here. Like when those prequels were out, I was in high school. I think when Revenge of the Sith came out, and then some of you guys might
I
have
was
still
just
been
I was a
little
kid.
youngies.
Yeah.
So you guys have a
Yeah,
little fresher, newer take. So I think you might, and this is just my my observation, but you guys might relate a little bit more to them and some of the newer stuff. And I think you've said that in some of the characters, which is great. We're going to share all our points of view and opinions from different perspectives, right? From where you see it when you were growing up, where I saw it coming in late in my young adulthood. So that's cool, man. So we're gonna love to hear all that take. BZ, you as a little bit also an earlier, to these movies, catching them, at the end of the prequels. You said you would see it with your dad. Is that what you're saying? Or you were
yeah.
watching?
I would go to see them all after that third one. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
saw all the most recent ones, and yeah, I've
So
loved them.
so I know you and Devs have a fresher take. He's got a little more OG on the background. What is your view on some of this newer stuff that's coming out? You know, you being fresher into the space or just watching these things.
It's it's definitely interesting. It's worth the watch to me because it's got that stamp of approval. It's Star Wars, and so although like really really like down to the bone Star Wars fans are not so happy about them. I mean, to me, it's another Star Wars movie. It's cool. I love to see the lightsaber battles and the force chokes and whatever it may be. It's Star Wars still. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's
cool,
awesome.
man. Cool, man. And so yeah, we've talked about when Boba Fett was wrapping in. We might bring you in for our Boba Fett review and stuff. So just give me a quick, since that's our latest show that just finished. What is your overall take on what you saw and what you enjoyed about it? Kind of, if you recommend the show to your average fan of TV shows.
Man, I loved it. I saw all of The Mandalorian. I saw all of the Book of Boba Fett, and my dad actually, like, me and him are Star Wars fans, so we watched them together, and we absolutely loved them. And I came to Babs for all the questions I had about the show, and he clarified a lot of concepts. So it's been really cool to learn a lot more, especially with veve, with the
Mhm.
monetary upside potential. Learning about these characters is important, and so that newest series though, Book of Boba with Grogu and Mandalorian and Boba Fett, yeah, I give it a probably a 10 out of 10.
Oh, that's pretty high praise right there. Babs, just a quick take on the Boba Fett show, and then I have another question for you.
Yeah, no, Book of Boba Fett, I'd give it at least like out of 10, I'd give it a 9 for sure. It's really close. It's yeah, we'll get more into it. I'll get into my little nitpicks, but overall, it's a really good and well-made show, and they did well on it. So you can't go, especially with the budget. Like a lot of not a lot of people know that it has a way cheaper budget than Mandalorian, and yeah, I think it's just as well made. So, and then yeah, go ahead with your other question. Sorry.
Oh, well, right here I got a little special guest right here.
Uh-oh.
Coming to your screen.
Oh
You
yeah,
see
the
him?
little man. Yeah, the little
Looks like
Yeah,
guy.
you, Jerry.
let's talk. Yeah, it kind of looks like me. So, Pedro Pascal plays the Mandalorian, Jin Darin.
Din Djarin, yeah.
Yeah, I love the guy. So he's one of my newer favorite characters in Star Wars. See Grogu in there. Anyways, let's talk a little bit. We'll wrap this up in a few minutes here. But Baz, I want to get a little in depth on some of this stuff. I like to, you're a Star Wars guy, and our deep guy, So I
Yeah,
like
yeah.
to bounce that stuff. I asked you a couple questions earlier. I didn't catch a lot of the answers, so maybe I'll throw one or two at you. But let's talk about the Mandalorian and how they say the Mandalorian must never reveal his face, and he has, spoiler alert, obviously I didn't put you a warning. So what's the impact of that? And I know that there's implications that will probably carry on into future seasons. So what does that mean when a Mandalorian must never reveal his face? Do they shower with those things? Like, what's the deal?
And you're referring to when the medical droid, the converted assassin droid, um, sprayed him with the Bacta spray in the head there at the end of season 1. Yeah,
Well,
that's what you're
there
referring
was
to.
one time, but then, well, no, if you remember, we'll won't do too much spoilers, but he partially revealed in the first season, or actually in season was in the season 2. He did it actually twice, where he had to use his scan to be able to get through through a certain location to exit, and he had to take his helmet off, right, almost out of necessity, or he would have got, he would have got so to speak. And then obviously at the very end, he wanted to reveal himself to Grogu as that happened. So, and if you saw obviously in Boba Fett, this is a spoiler for Boba Fett. You don't want to spoil it, just shut it off here and bring it back in 2 minutes. But he revealed his face again. Well, he didn't reveal his face. He was asked, right? Have you shown your face? And he was honest and he said he had. and they said, well, you're no longer Mandalorian, but there was a way for him to be redeemed, right? What is your take on all of that?
So like that's their like when Boba asks him, "You believe in all that?" like gibberish, I guess, and then he says, "Oh, good," because it's not necessarily gibberish. It is the original ways of like the Mandalorians, right? And yeah, it's like it is a, I guess you could say like cult following, but
Mm-hmm.
it's how he was raised as like a foundling and everything. So
Yep.
yeah, so that's how he has to, I guess, redeem himself
Okay.
and yeah, that's. But you have like people like Bo-Katan, right, who are
Yeah.
still, and Sabine Wren from Rebels,
Mm-hmm.
who still take off their helmets, no problem, and they don't care because that's just
Because they don't believe in the order, or not the order.
it's
They don't
they're
believe in
not like part of that. Yeah, I
same
guess
vision. Okay.
same kind of following, I guess. Yeah, so
So by him doing that, does that unredeem him as a Mandalorian?
I mean,
Or
I think he's still Mandalorian. He's just
they just made it a bigger deal?
yeah, that kind of armor or whatever is kind of the one who I guess is
The
making a
armor.
big deal out of it, I guess, and then
We'll
yeah.
see how the story plays out. So I'm just curious to see your take on
No,
him taking
absolutely,
all that. Cool.
100%.
Well, I think I had one more question to you. Spoilers are over here, but now, how fast does the Millennium Falcon go when it goes through hyperspeed through the Outer Rim?
I still don't know. I like it. There's no way I would ever know the number, dude. Like hyper speed is just like light speed. We're talking, yeah. It's so fast, dude. And the
So,
Falcon is actually, like I was saying earlier, it's a way faster ship than it should be. It's for
yeah.
its size and its weight. It's designed in a way to go really, really quick for
Mhm.
its yeah. It's maneuverable, as you can see, the way it turns into in and out of the Death Star there in episode 6. So
All right. Well, and the other question I had for you, we won't ask you. We'll mention it here, and we'll have you break it down in one of our future episodes. Is the Jedi Code? So we'll look forward to hearing your version of Jedi Code and the different codes on the Jedi Order. So that'll be awesome, man. And BZ, let's talk a little VV here. You're the VVOG. We're gonna tie this in a little bit and try to tie VV into each of these episodes. What are you looking forward to? What is the character the character and or ship? We've talked numerous times, in our Discord with with Dino and other boys about, what we want to see. What are you wanting most to see in Star Wars as when the next Star Wars drop happens on VV?
I'm bullish on lightsabers. I think lightsabers would be big. Like even like if they were a huge edition size, those would be big. I would stack them
Yeah,
if I was able to. But as a character, I'll take a Chewbacca.
Chewbacca. Okay, cool, man. Cool.
Chewbacca, it would
Is
be
Chewbacca
awesome.
going to be a common, uncommon? What is he going to come out as? Rare or what?
He's gonna be animated. He's gonna go.
So is he going to have the tiers? He's going to have all five?
Ooh, I don't know. I think it'll just be one secret rare
set?
Chewbacca.
Oh, that's going to be crazy. Yeah, animated like that? That'd be cool.
But I'm gonna get him somehow.
All right, Chewbacca and the lightsabers. Okay, the lightsabers. I'll touch on that, and then we'll go to Babs. The character he's looking forward to on the app for the lightsabers. I've mentioned this again with with Dino and other content guys. Right, the lightsabers. Wouldn't it be interesting if they if you have to collect the crystal and the hilt, and then you can blend them together, kind of like so you can create your lightsaber. What that would be kind of hard and kind of interesting, right? I mean, it would not be as easy. But what are your thoughts on that, Babs? And then after the answer to that, who is the character you're looking forward to drop on for Star Wars on VV?
That would be absolutely insane. That would be awesome. Yeah. Um, it'd be cool because it obviously have to do like the secret rare would have to be the purple or like the orange or something really, really like non-common because yeah, like white lightsabers aren't necessarily rare. They're just not easy to come by because it has to go through a decently long process. Like a crystal has to go from light to dark and then back to light, right? Like that's how a crystal becomes white, right? So I don't know, like they could do that and that'd be awesome. I really think that that'd be cool. But my favorite lightsaber type you're saying is definitely probably curved hilt, just regular curved hilt, like Dooku's lightsaber. Pretty much is my favorite.
All right, and then who would be the character you want the Veve to release Star Wars character next on the app? Like if David, you, or maybe
Yoda, because I know they won't do Revan, so maybe Yoda. But like Vader, I kind of hope he's raffle, but at the same time, I kind of hope I can maybe get one before we go to raffles. So
do you think that they would do, let's say Yoda, right? Would you think that he would be released in a set, where he's got different comments to secret rare, or would you rather see him be dropped as like a one of one ultra rare piece, like a Superman, or like a like a rare or something?
I like the idea of him being a one of one, but I like the idea of me actually getting my hands on one more.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
I think the 5-piece will be
I think
more viable for
first
people.
I wanted a one of one to have them all ones, but then I started thinking, I think if you have that one, it's going to be super hard to get. If you
Impossible.
have the others, then maybe I can get a couple of them. So yeah, man. Well, we're real excited to see what they're going to drop. I'm hoping at least give us till May. Like stack my gems up so then I can get a couple of these Star Wars, because they might not be one. It could be 3 or 4. It could be Boba. We'll speculate more as we do more of these episodes, but we're looking forward to all that stuff. So, all right, well, I appreciate all you guys coming out. We're gonna talk a lot more of these, Star Wars theories and do these episodes to come. There's a lot to look forward to. We do want to hear from you guys though, so please leave in the comments some Star Wars either topics or Star Wars characters that you want us to talk about. So then we can do different videos about that. So we'll do our episodes, and then some of them will be topic specific. So we'll do favorite all-time characters, or theories of what we're gonna do. A theory that's just a theory video of what we expect to see in Obi-Wan, and different predictions that we might have. So we look forward to your comments. Please like the video, subscribe to our channel, join the Discord. We got lots of free giveaways all the time on there. It's a great community. We'll talk Veve, other NFT projects, movie entertainments, Star Wars, Marvel, whatever your bag might be, TV streaming. Also catch us. Me and Frank have popcorn. What is the Thepalace Popcorn? That's our other series where we just strictly talk movies and TV shows, which we'll hint on some Star Wars in there, but this will be our Star Wars centric stuff. But look forward to seeing you guys here. Babs, you want to do any other any last words before we close this one off and go to episode 2 next time?
No, just tune in for more if you're a Star Wars fan, man, because plenty to talk about on I'm sure we can maybe eventually do, well, I'm sure we will do eventually, like a Star Wars roundtable too, where the fans can hop in and ask any questions for specifically only Star Wars. So I'll look stuff up and expand upon it more and talk about what I can talk about. So
Also leave questions that you might have for me or Babs. Anything that's on your mind or for our opinions in the comments. So we want to hear you guys say all that. Well, this is us signing out from the Palace. The gates are always open.
Discord. Get in there.
Discord, man. And we appreciate you guys being here. We'll catch you next time. Peace.
Peace out.